Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for watching this amazing episode about tea. However, today's episode is not actually quite about tea. So, wherever you're watching live right now on today's special episode, please say hello in the chat and let me know where you're watching from and what kind of questions that you have. And I will be talking about chicory. Well, what's chicory root? Chicory root, even tea? No, it's not the Camellia sinensis plant. But what kind of herbal? Well, it's not a very popular herbal in the tea industry, but it is in the coffee. So chicory root has been known for, I think, like hundreds of years as a root from a blue flower for medicinal properties. And it's also roasted usually, so it looks almost like black tea. So chicory root is usually used as a substitute for coffee. Now, what does that have to do with the tea industry? What does that have to do with tea? Well, chicory root is actually something we use to blend with other dark flavors. And what's nice about chicory is that it's that dark flavor. Hey Sharon, thanks so much for watching us today. It's that dark flavor that kind of gives you the flavor of coffee if you like coffee, with that dark kind of bitter flavor that some people like in some black tea. And I know some of you have already tried out the chicory and have been kind of a little confused on what it's actually supposed to taste like. You are right. It tastes very dark. It tastes slightly bitter, kind of like orange peels. And orange peels have that slight tinge of that bitterness, that bite, that some coffee drinkers really enjoy. So at Sipping Strange Tea Company, we actually use the chicory root in a blend for our chocolate passion. That's kind of our masala chai blend version for caffeine free. So it gives you that dark roasted kind of bitter taste without actually having any caffeine at all. So how can you blend chicory? Well, I'm going to show you right now. We're going to do a half and half recipe of the Assam CTC black tea with chicory. This is not a blend that we actually use at Sipping Streams, but you can taste how chicory might complement with something else instead of just plain straight chicory. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them down in the comments. So, having an 8-ounce glass, I'm going to do half and half. So I'm only going to weigh out about a gram of each. It looks and smells kind of dark and roasted, and if you're not a fan of dark roasted type of things, this is probably best to be added to something else. You could add it to green tea, you could add it to rooibos, you could add it to whatever, but it really complements organic cacao milk. And that's why you put it in the chocolate passion. So we're going to weigh out 1 gram of chicory, put it in my hot glass system here. And I'm going to weigh out 1 gram of our tea, black tea, which I know a lot of you love out there. And so we have our water boiled already in the kettle. And while it's steeping, I'm going to explain some of the health benefits of chicory that you might not have realized. I got it in my hot glass, and I have it in a glass cup so you can see what the infusion colors are. Instantly, it turns dark. That is not from the black tea. Instantly, it turns dark. That is from the chicory. Now remember, the chicory, it's not going to expand. It's chopped up, ground up root. And if you're allergic to flowers, like marigold, or have other flower allergies, you have to realize that chicory is the root of this blue flower. So you might have allergies to chicory if you're allergic to other flowers. So just be careful. If you do try it and you're not quite sure if you're allergic, maybe ask your doctor, or maybe drink a little bit with some supervision. You need to take some hospital. So instantly it's turned dark. Now most of the time people use it as a coffee substitute, or they'll use half coffee and half chicory to cut down on the negative side effects that they get from coffee. Jitters, anxiety, and such like that. But chicory has more of the flavors that is that darker bitter taste that coffee drinkers like. What does it mean for tea drinkers? Well, for tea drinkers, if you're wanting something to taste dark and you have sensitivities to caffeine, this might be a great alternative. It's caffeine free. It's great with digestive health. It helps with lowering anxiety also, slight sedative properties, and it's also really good for gut health. Now, there is a component in chicory that doesn't quite get broken down and absorbed in your stomach. So when it moves and takes different bacteria with it in the stomach, it goes into the colon, and that's where it ends up being like a probiotic and is really good for digestive health, especially if you have bloating and you have upset stomachs or cramping. Now, you can go too far with chicory, so just be careful to not drink too much of it straight. You can always overdo anything, actually. But a lot of people like it for digestive health. People like that it's caffeine free. People like that it has antifungal properties to it. And these are all things that you can easily read about. And chicory most is drank because of its flavor. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I know some of you have tried the chicory already. And we're going to steep this with some black tea, with some of our award-winning, strong, rich, multi black tea, that Assam tea. Like I said, we put this in the chocolate passion blend, give it that rich, dark, roasted flavor, because there's actually no chocolate in the chocolate passion. There's absolutely no sugar and no soy or milk in it. The raw organic cacao nibs with different spices. So we put chicory in it to instantly give it that strong, robust flavor. So that way the cacao nibs don't have to work so hard to release extract. And like I said, instantly it literally looks almost like black coffee. So I do smell the Assam sea tea. That makes sense. It definitely gives it that bitter bite, but I taste that malty richness of the black tea. Now, anything with chicory in it can go very well with milk and sugar. So that's something you might consider. And chicory has been also known for over the years that it's good for helping with absorption of calcium and other minerals in your body too. That's the way that the chemistry of the components that are in chicory. And chicory is also known for helping cleanse the colon, cleansing your body. It has a lot of fiber in it. You can put it straight in your foods if you want, like I said before, if you want to always get the 100% health benefits of your tea or tisane, eat the ingredients. So this is something you could even cook with too, especially because it's got that rich, dark flavoring. See, make something taste a little bit darker or roast by using chicory, or you can even grind it up too. Now, it also has a lot of good fiber in it too, so that's why it helps with cleansing the body, the colon, because it's always good to have fiber in your diet. So chicory has a lot of health benefits to it too that aren't always acknowledged because usually people drink it because of the flavor. Now, on its own, it's not super impressive other than for coffee drinkers who are trying to cut back on caffeine and those jitters and headaches and things like that. But yes, it does help with calcium. We got some comments here. I like it, but it took some time. Yeah, it's something you have to kind of get used to, but it does help with absorption of minerals and calcium in the body too. And it also kind of stays in the gut, in the colon a little bit longer. So it's like hanging out in there. It's kind of creating a environment for probiotics and healthy bacteria to go in there too. So that's why it has so much gut health properties to it too. So again, don't drink too much of it. It can go the other way. That's an overdose side effect, but it has no caffeine in it, and you can always add it to different things and test it out. Remember, it does come from a plant, that has beautiful blue flowers on it. So if you're allergic and sensitive to some certain flowers like marigolds, just be careful with it because some people are allergic to chicory and they have no idea because it's so blue. It comes from this beautiful blue flower and it gives it this really dark, fast, strong color. And if you drink milk, it's just going to complement it because that calcium from the milk is going to be absorbed more into your body, right? I think this blend is growing on me. I can definitely see me adding some honey. Very strong. But if you're wanting to stretch out that cup of black tea or something like that, add a little bit of chicory. It's going to go a long ways and instantly create a strong. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I can't wait to see you next week on another amazing episode of Tea. And like I said, if you have any questions or comments at all, please write them down in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you everyone.